This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Boy, I felt like I had like a regular pre-COVID weekend. Uh-oh. I went to the movies on Saturday, and then I watched a bunch of sports on Sunday. It felt like a regular weekend back in the day.
I saw on your Insta that you were outside of a movie theater. I didn't know if you actually went to the movie or just took the picture.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I could very much be a poser, but I actually did go to the movie. I saw 2 movies this weekend.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, did he see... It seemed like you saw one, but then you were talking about another. I was also in a haze because, maybe one too many Pink Whitneys over the weekend.
Oh, well, okay. I that sounds euphemistic. I'm hoping it's a drink.
It's a vodka.
Okay,
and it's
good.
Awesome.
Oh, is that the hockey vodka?
Yeah, it's the pink lemonade infused vodka from New Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah, that is good.
Yes, 2 bottles of it. Good.
Party! Whoa!
That's a whole other story. I want to hear about your movies.
I don't think my story's as interesting. We didn't go through 2 bottles of anything. Well, I did see a couple movies over the weekend. I saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Ooh.
Which had the biggest box office post-pandemic opening. $90 million they made.
I had to do a double check on that. I was like, wait, what movie makes $90 million these days? Usually it's like a box office success at $10 million or something like that.
Right? Yeah. I think a lot of people actually realized this, the first movie was a good movie and ended up seeing it somewhere, whether it be for, seeing it on a network or whatever the case may be, like an HBO or something. And so they were like, oh, wow, all right, so 2 is going to be really good. Plus Woody Harrelson's in it, so how can it be bad?
Yeah, I love the first one, so I'm excited to see this one whenever it's available for free on my Comcast.
I feel like if you love the first one and for free, you're going to love the second one.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. The post-credit scene, the scenes they have in the credit, there's just one, and it was pretty awesome. A lot of us really thought, man, I love the movie, but this might be our favorite part of the movie was the credit scene. And I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm sure it's probably already spoiled all over the internet if you really look. But
I bet.
Yeah. It made a lot of people happy, and we'll just say that. It made a lot of people happy, and so there you go. There's that. And
Iron Man's back.
I cannot confirm or deny because, look, it is about comic book movies. Nobody's ever truly dead. So it's not. I'm not going to say you're an idiot for saying that because it's a comic book movie. Well, anything can happen.
If you don't confirm or deny it, that means it's actually happened. Yeah. Isn't that the rule?
Yeah or no. Okay. At least with me anyway.
Or no. Maybe or not.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Could be or possibly no.
Yeah, I mean, look. Addams Family pulled in $18 million. The animated Addams Family 2. It's the sequel to the movie I never saw. So there you go.
So you didn't see that one, I'm guessing.
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, what was the other movie then that you saw?
Well, the other movie did really bad this weekend. It opened up, and it's The Many Saints of Newark, which was a prequel to The Sopranos. It only made $5 million. Now, I would like to say one of the reasons maybe it did badly is because you could also watch it on HBO Max, which is how I watched it. So I didn't see both movies at the theater. but I definitely double featured. I'm just like, well, what am I gonna, I got it free. What am I gonna do? So I'll just go home and. So I took a picture.
I was about to say, did you take a picture in front of you?
I
are
did.
a poser.
But I did pose.
That's awesome.
He did. He posed. He's literally a poser.
But I also watched the movie. So,
but you took a picture at the theater, acting like you saw it in the theaters, only to find out you did not.
I saw it.
Disappointed. This house of cards is falling down.
You've let us down.
I saw an opportunity, and the poster was right there, and then I made a fiduciary decision to be like, hey, wait a second. I think I can see this for free.
Todd Peach would appreciate that.
Yes, he would.
And there you are, the big poster who made Tony Soprano with the big thumbs up, and you're like, I really dug the movie.
Yeah. I mean, none of that's a lie. I really did dig the movie.
Oh, it's like, did you take two pictures, one with a thumbs up and one with a thumbs down, just in case?
Yeah.
That's a good point. You didn't know until you got home.
You don't have to know my secrets, Rev. But there could have been multiple pictures taken at the theater, and then we'll figure out. Also, the thumb sideways. Don't forget, it was okay. Thumb sideways. You don't know. So 3 pictures may have been taken. I have to tell you something. I got home late and said, well, I'm not super tired, but I also don't want to stay up late. I'll start watching the Sopranos movie. I'll pull a Steve. If I get tired, I can pause it, watch the rest of it. I was transfixed. I went through the whole movie. I couldn't believe the movie was over, and it's a 2-hour movie.
Wow.
I really, really liked the Sopranos movie, the Many Saints of Newark. How really weird and awesome. But the dude playing the teenage Tony Soprano is the son of James Gandolfini, the late James Gandolfini,
Michael Gandolfini, right?
Which was really cool to see the son playing the younger version of the dad.
How'd he do? Was it good?
He did good. I mean, I have to tell you, they got a lot of young actors to play some very familiar roles. And 2 of the familiar roles that I love on The Sopranos is Paulie Walnuts and Syl. And Syl was the one that was played by Little Stevie.
Okay, yes.
From the Bruce Springsteen band. Little Steven. And so, you know how iconic those characters are in The Sopranos if you ever watch them. Hey, don't, Paulie Walnuts, and then, hey, don't, it's Syl. And the mannerisms and the way they spoke, the 2 young actors that played the parts, you knew exactly who they were before anybody even said their name. They did such a good, and then they had Big P, we can't say his name on the radio, but yeah, that guy. The dude playing him was good. It was so cool seeing all the characters in their younger days.
It's kind of like Muppet Babies.
Yeah, and Sopranos babies.
Mobster babies.
Yeah, there we go. And of course, John Bernthal was in it, and he got to play Tony's dad. So Shane from The Walking Dead, that was cool.
He wasn't the Punisher in this one?
Well, he was more Punisher-like, I will tell you that, because he plays a mobster. So,
okay, that makes sense.
If they advertised this movie saying it's like the Muppet Babies, only for mobsters, I would totally be watching this.
You probably would watch it,
Mobster babies.
If you like The Sopranos, though, if you really love The Sopranos, you're not going to be disappointed by this movie. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it shows a relationship that makes a lot more sense. And it really goes full circle with how everybody knows everybody. But it was really cool. All the young actors who play the older people on the show, like Uncle June and Tony's mom Olivia, as we saw older people in the show, so The Sopranos, the younger actors did such a great job. I'll tell you right now, I really dug the movie a lot. So,
and it probably didn't hurt that they had the guy who created The Sopranos writing this, and so at least it's coming from that same mind.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's in it as well. Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta. Hey, Ray Liotta. Little ricotta with Ray Liotta. Ray Liotta's in it. John Berthal's in it.
How's it doing the tomato thingy?
It better get a good critic review.
So the tomato meter itself, 74%, but the audience score was 58.
Yeah.
Hey, above average. What do you want?
And if you compare it to Venom, it got 58% on the tomato meter, but 85% on the audience score.
Really? Venom got 58 by the critics?
Yeah.
No one liked
I'm not surprised.
What do they
cares
want?
about the critics?
Yeah, what do they want from that movie?
Man.
It's exactly what the first movie was, really. I guess they kind of missed the boat on that one, too, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Well, here's what I will say about the Many Saints of Newark, and I'm glad they put it on HBO Max. I'm not sure, I was used to watching The Sopranos on TV, and I felt like watching this on TV was just like a great 2-part Sopranos episode.
Mm-hmm.
But in a movie theater, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I just don't know. And maybe that's why people, who, if they saw it at the movies, they might have been like, eh.
I saw a few people post about how they thought it was pretty slow moving, but that's kind of how The Sopranos was, too.
Yes.
I mean, so you kind of like go on a little bit of an adventure, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, it was worth that adventure because someone just got their brains bashed in.
Plus, you're watching it on TV. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah, mobster's going to do mobster things, man.
Yeah, the juice is worth the squeeze.
It's funny how accurate you really are, Steve. It's like you watched the movie. So I agree with that. I think that this was probably should have been a television movie on HBO. Well, hey, they made $5 million in the box office. So I'm not going to, that's $5 million more than they may not have made. It'll be interesting to see if HBO Max got some great numbers, because if you like The Sopranos, I see no reason why you won't like this movie. And if you love The Sopranos, don't see any reason why you wouldn't love this movie. I really, really love the movie myself, and I'm a Sopranos fan. So there you go. Movie weekend. Sports, well, we'll probably have to talk about that later. Mm-hmm. I guess. Yeah. Okay. First, though, Steve's going to tell you about a man who tried suing his wife, all because he tripped over her shoes. That's right, the Miggs Report. It's coming up at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Miggs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Whole Foods Market for giving us the Miggs Report. And today is a very special day. Today, it's time for you to enjoy yourself a taco.
Oh, nice.
Because even though it's not Tuesday, which you'd think they'd make this just a date that's always on a Tuesday, kind of like how Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday, today is National Taco Day.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
But it's also National Cinnamon Roll Day. So if you're not feeling a taco, shove a cinnamon roll in your mouth.
Oh, I don't know if you've been to Cinnaholic on Capitol Hill. Their you know how crumble cookies insane because of what they do to a cookie?
Yep.
Cinnaholic does the same thing to cinnamon rolls. It's insane.
They're pretty amazing, dude. Every once in a while I go by there, we're talking about cinnamon rolls. My wife and I are like, we got to go back to that place, man. It's awesome.
So good.
It's also National Vodka Day. Yeah. Which I definitely celebrated over the weekend.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Party!
I haven't heard this story yet, but we're waiting.
I mean, I'll give you a quick summary. Dude, it was insane. So, I went to wrestle over at DOA Pro Wrestling in Portland, and we took the party bus. Shout out to Rich and Levi from Lion Pride Party Bus. So I didn't have to drive. So I picked up, man, that Pink Whitney vodka was cheap over at Safeway. It was like $10 a bottle. So I figured, buy two of them.
Why not?
Happy to see that my match was second on the card, so finish the match, win, no big deal, of course. Go back to the bus
of
to
course.
Celebrate. Had a few drinks. My buddy Austin got kicked pretty hard in the ribs, so he was hurting. I'm like, it'll make you feel better.
Oh, yeah.
New Amsterdam's Pink Whitney vodka.
There you go.
So we went onto the bus. Between the two of us, we polished off one of those bottles, and then a couple of other people came in that wanted to celebrate with us. More bottles.
Oh, yeah.
Having a great time, man. It was awesome. The Portland crowd was great. The show was awesome. There was like over 500 people at the Armory in Portland. I thought we were maybe going to perform in front of like a couple hundred at best. So that was kind of surreal.
Nice.
It was like the first time they had wrestling back in over 18, 19 months. Then we leave around midnight, get on the road. We're partying in the bus because none of us have to drive, and we're having a great time. And all of a sudden, bam! Like, what the hell was that? I thought we ran over a curb because that's what it sounded like, right? Because we stopped to get some more beer, and then we got back on the road, and then this big slam happened.
Oh.
Turns out some drunk guy, we assume, slammed into the bus and drove off. Hit the bus so hard, like his whole front bumper, part of his light was on the out there. Nailed the tire so hard that the lug nut stripped off, and there was like leaking coming out of the bus.
Oh,
so now we're stuck. We don't know what to do. We can't drive it. It's like, I don't even know what time in the morning, but it's very late. So we went from having a great party to all of a sudden, like, what the hell? Although one of the buddies on the bus truck freaked us out when we first hit the band. He goes, we just hit a person. And we're like, what are you talking about?
Oh, no.
I'm like,
yeah,
what?
Don't tell us. No, don't say that.
He had no idea what happened. He decided he was being funny, only to find out that we did get hit by a car. The car drove off. We had to call the cops. The cops show up. One of the cops, because I think we're in like Kelso. The cops like, oh, it sucks that you're stuck here. This is an S-hole town.
Wow.
Actually, I should pull up on my notes, dude. He said, sorry you're stuck in this S-hole town.
Damn. Longview Kelso doesn't get the love even from the people that live there.
Not even the police officers.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, okay.
Now we're like, what the hell are we going to do? Thank God our buddy Levi, he was doing they have multiple party buses. He just finished a bachelorette party. This is like 2-something in the morning, and had to drive with a different party bus to pick us up, get us home.
Wow.
So what happened? We left at midnight. I didn't get back to my house until 7 in the morning. Thanks to that idiot hit and run guy.
Wow. And that's your birthday.
Yes.
Damn, what a birthday.
Yeah, very weird, because I roll into my house and there's my wife and our kid singing me happy birthday. I'm like, half eye open. I'm like, can I go to bed?
Okay, Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks for everything, but I don't care.
Oh, my gosh, what an adventure, BJ.
Yeah, that's a hell of an adventure. Man.
But thankfully we're all okay, and shout out to Rich and Levi for keeping us safe. And I realized rather quickly the bus that we were in was a tank, because I guess that thing hit us pretty hard, and we barely felt it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And obviously I have to think the dude that hit you was drunk.
That's what we had to imagine.
Yeah.
It was like 2-something in the morning on a Saturday night. We just hope that whoever it was.
Hit a bus? I mean, you really have to be trashed to hit a bus.
Right. How do you not see a bus?
Yeah. Yeah, you're done.
Oh, Texas says he's not wrong, that cop. Kelso is an asshole.
All right, well. Ladies and gentlemen. Poor Kelso. I mean,
I'm glad we got out of there.
Yeah. If you're going to the beaches or whatever, you usually drive through there. On your way to Astoria or whatever, you have to drive through Longview Kelso usually. And I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like much of a town, but I don't know if it looked like an asshole, but I don't live there. So what do I know?
All right, let's head on over to Cleveland, where there's a guy named Johnny.
Now we're talking about an asshole.
Yeah, right. Well, apparently his then fiance, Judy, asked him to carry a box of some jugs to her car to the basement. And as he's carrying this box, he tripped over her shoes and then fell down the steps, had a bunch of broken bones.
Oh, damn.
About $80,000 in medical bills.
Whoa.
Lost nearly $20,000 in income because he couldn't work for several months. So what does he do? He sued his fiance.
There we go.
Claiming that she created a dangerous condition in her home and failed in her duty to host to protect a social guest from these conditions. It seems like a rather legal way of saying that she left some shoes on the stairs.
Yeah. Is the marriage done at this point? Did he cancel the engagement? Because I think a lawsuit would do that.
No, that's the crazy part, BJ. So this lawsuit happened. I guess the court ruled that Judy's shoes were open and obvious, and they threw the case out. And then they got married.
Wow. So you know what? They were both I wonder if they were just trying to get the insurance to pay.
Yeah, this is a homeowner's insurance thing, I bet.
You're probably right.
There you go. That's
scammers.
What a scheme.
I was just like, I can't believe. I thought first off, I'm like, oh, that ends the relationship. No, they still got married.
All right,
let's talk about the Seahawks. We got some good news to talk about. Thankfully.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, at first it did not look like that was going to be the case. The first half was just terrible. I went like 5 straight 3-and-outs. Russell Wilson looked terrible. The defense continued to look like a flag football team. They were red rotten out there. And then the second half, We had vintage Russ scrambling around, throwing touchdowns, running into the end zone as well. Defense, not perfect, but they definitely looked a lot better and may help. Garoppolo, he was out due to a calf injury. They had to bring in Trey Lance. Thankfully, the Seahawks stopped using Trey Flowers and used former Husky Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks ended up winning the game 28-21. Next up, short week, BJ. Thursday night football at home versus the Rams, who we thought were world beaters. They got embarrassed by the Cardinals, 37-20 at home, which I don't think anybody expected that game to go that way, but that's what happened.
Yeah, well, these first 4 to 5 games of the season, it's so hard to know who's real and who's not. And definitely the Rams got stuff to work out. And the Cardinals look like us from last year. You know what I mean? Just beating everybody, starting out the way we did, 4-0.
Well, hopefully that doesn't mean that the Rams come into Lumen Field very angry and mad that they lost so bad. But
Aaron Levine from Q13 Sports talked about that last night. The last few teams, except for game 1, we have faced teams that have been beaten and not happy about it. So here we got another team that we have to face that has just been beaten and not happy about it.
So, Seahawks win 28-21. Here's Pete Carroll talking about the big win.
This was a really good game for us today, and we were really challenged, and we started so poorly on both sides of the ball. It took us some time to get going, but what happened today was really, hopefully, really important for us. Is we talked about how we were going to keep hanging no matter what happened. We were going to keep hanging and keep hanging. It didn't matter what the game felt like or looked like, and we needed every bit of it before it was over.
It was good to see the Seahawks go back to their old ways, being crappy in the first half and better in the second half.
I so want that. I want that so badly.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, now I think we realize as fans that's the formula. Nothing in the first, everything in the second half. Yes.
As one texter said, the first half was the Kelso of halves. An asshole.
Oh, wow.
We'll chat with Mitch Levy at 7:17 this morning more about the Seahawks game. Of course, last night was the big game for Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting to play his old team, the New England Patriots, and they ended up winning. It was a close one, though. Went down to the wire. Tampa Bay ended up winning the game 19-17. But the game is whatever. It was stuff that was happening on the sidelines that was awesome. I don't know if you watched the game.
I did.
BJ.
What happened on the sideline?
Oh, apparently Bill Belichick continues to gross people out. I mean, not only for his dirty-looking sweaters, but also during the game, he decided to use as a toothpick a pencil. And a lot of people on social media are like, what the hell is Bill Belichick doing? It was pretty funny.
Wow.
I don't know if you saw it, but it's right there. Like,
whoa, really? He's using a...
Which I thought was interesting. He was even using a pencil. That picture is...
I mean, what the hell, Bill? They make the little flacker thing, the things, the little green little things like
not Bill.
mini flossers.
I got something stuck in my tooth. I'm going to use it.
And then he looks at it, checks it out, see what's down there.
And I know that coaches don't wear jerseys, but if Steve Belichick, his son, and he's part of the coaching staff for the Patriots, wore a jersey, I would rock his number. Because not only does he have the best mullet, but I don't know if you saw all the facial expressions that he was making on the sidelines.
Yeah.
But they were some of the funniest things ever. In fact, NFL memes summed it up best, saying Steve Belichick looks like an extra from Breaking Bad. His tongue out, snorting his nose.
Wow.
He starts playing with his tongue as well. I don't know.
He looks like Jesse a bit.
I almost feel like someone tells him, you're on camera, do something weird.
Yeah, good for him. You know what? Him and his dad are quite a team.
And then in the pregame, before the game, they have all the analysts talking, and they were on the field, and it was raining. So you had, Tony Dungy and Mike Tirico, Drew Brees, and Rodney Harrison all on the field, and they were all holding umbrellas, except for one of them, and people were just having a field day about this as well, and I thought it was pretty funny. So they're all holding their own umbrellas, but if you look at Rodney Harrison as he's talking, he apparently has an assistant that holds the umbrella for him.
Oh, yeah. I love this.
Somebody said it best, that Rodney Harrison can't be bothered.
You know what? He said, I'm with Rodney. You have an assistant do all the stuff you don't want to do.
I just kind of wish, though, the assistant was under there, too, when you try and have two people under one umbrella, like that kind of awkward closeness.
Oh, yeah.
So was the assistant that just getting dumped on?
Probably.
That's a really good question. It's, it reminds me of like Downton Abbey, very fancy, where, you don't hold your own umbrella and people got to get wet so you don't.
And during the Giants game, something pretty funny happened. The Giants were playing, and they had to do a coin toss into overtime, right? So a player for the Giants, Jabril Peppers, was part of the coin toss calling of it, and he called the proper side of the coin. And his response on live television was dropping the F-bomb.
It was awesome.
And in his head, we want that ball.
Yes, we want that ball. F him.
That was fantastic. That was, yeah. If you haven't seen the live version of that without the bleep, it's pretty awesome. He's one up Matt Hasselbeck.
And they won.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you got to turn that into a T-shirt. We want the ball, F them. Mm-hmm. You know Giants fans will buy that.
That is going to be a rallying cry for that Giants team that, didn't have a whole lot to rally about or even be happy about. You waited a long time, yeah.
We got to talk about Mariners. What a season. Unfortunately, it did not continue. Danny and I are not getting tattoos. Do we keep this going for next season?
Yes.
Mariners make the playoffs. Danny and I will get Mariners tattoos. How about that?
You better be careful because this team can only get better.
I'm not complaining if I have to get a Mariners tattoo. It's not like, oh, man. It's not like I'm getting, a Steve Belichick making a funny face tattoo. It's not a punishment. Well, I do that too, probably.
Yeah, why not both?
Yeah, Mariners quest to end their 20-year playoff drought. Nope, it continues because, they lost 7-3. Also, the Red Sox won. The Yankees won. So even if they won the game, it wouldn't have mattered. Right. Losing that game on Friday was a heartbreaker.
Really
that was
tough.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. And, but like you said, though, Steve, what a great season. There's a lot of games you could point to. Scott Service talked about it. He said, but we also won a lot of games we shouldn't have won this year. So it really does even out.
And the Mariners finished 90-72. A team that a lot of people predicted to have 100 losses this season ended up having 90 wins, which was pretty fantastic. That's their best record since nearly 20 years ago, 2003, when they had 93 wins.
Yeah, and I want to give credit where credit's due. I have been very critical of the Mariners this year, and it's because baseball has changed so much that I am completely oblivious. I don't know if that's happened to you, Steve, where something happens in a sport where they just turn it on its ear and everything you think you know about the sport doesn't matter anymore. And Ryan Rowland Smith really helped educate me when we had him on Friday. He said, he told us, he says, what used to be important in the game isn't important anymore. There's now different things that are important, and the Mariners went and did all those right things, and it turns out Dipoto and Service cobbled together a hell of a team to give them those 90 wins, and so hats off to the Mariners. It could very well be that they are actually a good managed team, a good organization that has a bright future. It never looked like that to me this season, but baseball has changed.
Well, you got a young team, and speaking of hats off, got to give a hats off to Kyle Seager, who might have been his last game as a Mariner.
Yeah, that was touching with him and his kid, the first pitch.
And I thought that was very cool of the Mariners to take him out so that he could have that moment at the end of the game, standing ovation, people chanting Kyle Seager. Because Seattle has opted not to exercise his contract option for 2022. Some believe that he might just be calling it a day just in baseball in general. 10-plus seasons with the Mariners, the longest tenured Mariner currently. Which you forget. I just don't view him as this young up-and-coming player. Oh, no, he's pretty much close to being done with his career. But that was really cool of them to show some love. Gave him the third base as well, and lots of tears were being shed by him. It was a pretty powerful moment, and obviously a well-loved player with the Seattle Mariners organization. The Sounders, they beat Colorado 3-0 or 3-0.
3-0, baby.
Back on top of the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So up next, they got Vancouver, right?
Yep, on Saturday.
At home.
At home. It's going to be an exciting weekend. I like Seahawks Thursday, Sounders for Saturday.
And as far as weather, 60 degrees and cloudy, and that's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
On Friday, Steve did get this one wrong.
What kind of animal is the Pokemon character Squirtle?
Yellow?
No.
Red?
No.
Green?
No.
Now I know why he was so confused by my answers.
We should have said what color was Squirtle, and then Steve would have answered the correct answer, turtle. That's what he would have done. Come on, Rev, don't you speak, Steve?
My bad.
I like turtles.
There you go. Hey, if you would like a shot at beating Mr. Miggs, 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs at 647 on the Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Make your kitchen ready for every summer gathering this Memorial Day with LG and Lowe's. Our exclusive InstaView appliance suite includes ranges with air fry, refrigerators with slow melting craft ice, and an exclusive dishwasher you can only find at Lowe's. Plus, you'll get up to 10% back via a MasterCard prepaid card when you bundle eligible LG products via rebate. Shop Memorial Day savings at Lowe's. Offer valid 3/3 through 5/18 on select LG items only. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details and timing.
Take the next step toward the career you want, be it business, cybersecurity, healthcare, or more. UMGC can help you get there. No application fee when you apply by August 31st. Visit umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.